You and I were having some discourse the other day about Anthony Richardson and just general expectations for him. There's been a lot of people that have gone as far as to say that he shouldn't even start for the Colts, which is an insane take to have. The guy's a great athlete. He played a very small amount last year. It's going to take some time for him to get into a rhythm. We knew he was going to be extremely raw jumping into the NFL, and it wasn't going to be an easy, immediate process. But he also shined to us enough last year to know if he struggles as a passer, he's going to be dynamic enough of an athlete and as a runner that he can make up for it. I feel like there's a bit of an overreaction to the Anthony Richardson situation here. I think that he is going to be completely fine. Is he good enough for them to go on an unexpected playoff run and to be like the Texans were last year with CJ Stroud? I'm not going to go that far. But I feel like we continuously overreact to these guys in the preseason. It's like that dipshit, the first round mock guy who keeps sharing.
I heard he was an NFL scout.
Yeah, I think that he was. Yeah, he keeps sharing that he was. No, he was fetching coffee. He commented on my Kenny Pickett tweet, and he tried to push his one of his articles, and I responded and I said, "Don't promote your shit underneath mine." And a couple people chimed in. They're like, "Don't tell him what to do." I didn't bother to respond, but I almost said, no, it has nothing to do with people promoting stuff underneath this. I just don't like this guy specifically. This guy sucks.
I texted that to Ryan this week.
Did you?
Hey, I heard this guy was an NFL scout. He's like, yeah, I'm sure he was.
But like the whole 50% completion percentage thing for Caleb Williams, that anyone who wants to bring that up means nothing to me. It's the preseason 1 and 2. Anthony Richardson is young. He's not going to be perfectly clean. You pushed back on this, but it took Josh Allen time to get as dominant as he was. It's going to take a few years.
I pushed back on a take that you hit me with when we were getting beers and brunch in Los Angeles last summer. We were at that beach place.
We were getting beers and brunch in Los Angeles.
It was at that burger bar, the surf bar. It was a pretty good bar. It was a pretty good burger. But you said Anthony Richardson will be a top 5 quarterback in 3 years.
Yeah, and I stand by that.
Which that was last year, which is ridiculous.
He also got hurt the previous year, so
let's just walk through. Let's walk through a quick 5 and tell me if he'll be better than these 5 in the next.
Okay.
I think year now time frame. Patrick Mahomes.
Obviously not.
Okay. Joe Burrow.
Probably not.
Okay. Josh Allen.
Probably not.
Lamar Jackson?
Probably not.
Justin Herbert?
I think he'd be better than Justin Herbert.
Caleb Williams?
Oh, that one's a tough one.
CJ Stroud?
Yeah, that's a tough one too.
Okay.
No, look, I still no.
I think it's easy to hate on Anthony Richardson. It's easy because he's big, and a big, inaccurate quarterback is easy to pick on, especially if they have strength with their legs. They're an easy target for losers on the internet to hate on. So I can see both sides of it. But the overwhelming that statement that you had is stuck with me. I've never forgotten it. Because he hasn't shown me anything of him being a top 15 quarterback. He hasn't
played. He's been hurt.
Why did he get hurt? Because he was running like a madman and got hurt.
Okay, God forbid the guy that's a big, strong athlete is running and using his legs. He's going to do that.
Then do it. Don't get hurt. Don't get hurt if you're going to be that big and strong and that freaky of an athlete. I watched Cam Newton do it. I watched Josh Allen do it. I watched Ben Roethlisberger go through it and be the big, fat, slow, mobile guy that somehow evades and extends plays. I've seen these big hosses run around in the backfield and not get injured every time. That you need to be able to stay on the field if you're Anthony Richardson. You need to show off your arm this year, and then maybe you could be in the conversation of a top 20 quarterback, a top 15 quarterback.
Top 20 is
he averaged 144 yards a game last year.
How many games did he play?
4 games.
That's 4 games. We're not going to go, and as a rookie, we're not going to go off of that as the sample size to evaluate him.
So he has another 34 games before he has to be top 5, in your opinion. Can he be top 5 in 34 games? He would need an MVP season this year or next year.
Obviously, my take is going to be disrupted by the fact that he got hurt last year. Like, that hurts him because he needs more time.
I'll give you another year. I'll scratch out the rookie year completely.
You'll give me an extra year?
I'll give you an extra year on that.
You mentioned all those guys' names, and yes, I might have been quick to say, oh, I'm not so sure about these guys, and saying no to some of them, that he's ranked higher than them. But it can't be ignored that he has top 3 traits to play quarterback in the NFL. He is the most rare athlete to play the position in the NFL at the current moment. The only other guy that compares to him is Cam freaking Newton. That's it. It's the only guy.
What about Joe Milton?
I know you didn't just compare.
If we're talking traits,
no.
If we're talking traits,
no.
if you want to talk traits, Joe.
No, okay. Yes, Joe Milton is big and strong and has a big arm. There is a there is a separation for natural feel for the game that. Shut up.
Put him in a blender.
Don't bring up Joe Milton in this conversation. He's not in the stratosphere of the conversation. I'd love to see him throw a 15-yard pass that isn't with the same power as a 60-yard throw.
I'd love to see that from Richardson.
I saw some crap on from the broadcast yesterday where they were saying like, oh, Joe Milton was saying that he could throw 95 yards. Yeah, he throws like he's trying to throw 95 yards on a 5-yard drag across the middle of the field. He's got no touch. Don't bring him up with Anthony Richardson. Anthony Richardson has a much more natural feel for the game.
I wasn't bringing him up as from a quarterback standpoint. I was bringing him up from a quarterback trait standpoint. And now he matches some traits in the 0.0 or the 99.9 percentile of humans on Earth.
Milton doesn't belong in the conversation that we're having right now because he will never start a game.
Because it doesn't fit your narrative.
Shut up. The Tennessee guy at Barstool was getting into an argument with somebody.
I saw that.
I think it was with Brandon Walker.
Arguing with Brandon Walker.
They were arguing that his argument was that he would start more than 3 NFL games in his career.
I think he said he would also have at least an 8-year NFL career.
That's him sticking around. I could totally see. Because there's use for a guy that's as athletic as him if he's sticking around as a quarterback. And if his career trajectory taps out as a quarterback, he could end up playing another position, which has always been my take. And that's going to give him some more time. But him starting, no, there's no way. If any team starts him out of desperation, they are cooked. That team is not making the playoffs, whoever it is.
I think he could be a top 46 quarterback in the NFL. That is 32 and another half. So he's in the top full teams and in the top half of the backups in the NFL. Joe Milton can. That's what I think that he could do. Which is fair. I think he's better than a lot of the backups right now. And I don't think seeing him start 3 games is impossible. Look at what we've seen from Jarrett Stidham and the push that he's gotten over the years. There's some bums in the league that keep on getting signed up to start games and start training camps as number 1 QBs. Milton is not too far away in my expectations.